All right, y'all. So I'm all over the place about where I'm going with this second video, but I think the hilarity of this video to me is all the racism that went around with the election, and that we have really seen out front since, well, orange soda Doritos. The cheesy ones, not the ranch. Everybody loved the cool ranch. We wasn't really effing with the cheesy ones, so still a preference. But literally, every single year, I swear to God, excuse me, Lord, but ever since I remember Bush Jr. running for president, which was what, 2002, 2004. No. He was around during 9/11, 12. Heifer counting. Okay, but basically, since George Bush Jr., Mr. Bobby Hill live action, since he was president, I have heard Republicans screaming of some illegal migrant train coming across our southern border. First off, let's get something completely, absolutely goddamn clear. Not everybody around the world believes in the American dream. Not everybody around the world believes that America is better. In fact, some people around the world really think we are backwater like the Chinese did to the Europeans when they made them pay them in silver back in the day for their goods. Y'all wouldn't have been able to conquer the natives of either North, Central, or South America if you did not have gunpowder and also diseases. Can we talk about y'all need a bath? But anyway, I digress. But how do you get in the shower and not wash your legs? Like, what is you doing down there? Performing a concert, Mariah? What is wait? Let me tell you the God's honest truth about immigration, in which case, illegal immigration at that, Elonya told on his damn self. While we do have a southern landmass border with Mexico, which Mexico is part of North America, then we have the the little piece of land of Central America, then we have South America. Okay, it's basically it is a whole entire continent. And yet the idea is always that it is Mexicans or Nicaraguans or Salvadorians coming to that border. But see, here's the problem. If he actually did any type of research, you would realize that, for one, the majority of those coming across the southern border, illegally immigrating into the United States, are not black people. And they're not Mexicans or really Latin Americans. It is honestly Asians and Europeans. Okay. It is Asians who have the ability and visas to fly directly into South America, in which case they pay coyotes to bring them across the Darien Gap, which is in Panama, which is one of the most dangerous places in the jungle anybody can traverse to get to freedom. All right? As now, a couple months back, Brazil actually was putting in stops of visas to people from certain Asian countries, because what they were doing was they were flying in off of visas, getting accepted into the country off the airlines, and then calling asylum at the damn airport. There are refugees living in the airport in Brazil from Asia who are trying to get to America. At one point in past recent years, the Chinese were the largest group of illegal immigrants to come through South America via plane to come across our southern border. But then don't forget about the fact that, mind you, the Americas is a whole landmass. And baby, this ain't 1492, and this isn't even the early 1900s in times of the Titanic and helium blimps that could blow up. We are now in the day and age of aircrafts, and we have been there since the early 1900s, and commercial air flight has been going on for a long time. I mean, you can get Spirit and get nickel and dime and not get there on time, but you pay for what you get, okay? It's the dollar bus of the sky. But literally, majority of illegal immigrants come here legally. They have visa status. And they come here, and what they do is they gain visa status. They legally fly into the country, go through customs, and then what they do is they never go back home. They just never get your flight back home. And because they're European or non-Southwest Asian, nobody really pays attention. Nobody really pays attention, okay? Like, some of you racist people will tell my black to go back to my country. You do realize I was born here. Then on top of that, as long as it's an illegal African, like he's literally an Afrikaneer, okay? It's in the name. The continent is in the name. And he's here illegally, but of course nobody would recognize that and nobody would send him back. Why? Because he fits in until he opens his mouth. Then you know he don't belong here. And I'd be remiss to remind y'all, the racist people, the racist Palm Sapiens, that you literally hated your own. Do y'all realize that? Like, they had to create Christopher Columbus Day so Italians could have pride because you hated they asses when they came across the boat to Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. Literally, if you go to Ellis Island, you can go back and see how racist whites in America were to Europeans who had an accent and spoke a different language. Do you not understand how many Europeans came across on boats, came through Ellis Island, and literally got assimilated into the American English culture, Christian culture, via their names? And then they were forced to assimilate to Christian American culture in order to fit in. People literally came to the shores of the country, the land of the home and the tired, the wretched, the downtrodden. And they walked up to a counter agent who thought they were less than. Okay? Thought they're less than. The Italian, the Greeks, the Irish, like the Lithuanians, the Eastern Europeans. Nobody liked y'all. They literally fucked up y'all names on purpose. Like, they heard what y'all said, and they said, oh, well, fuck it. And they just kept going. They literally segregated y'all and put y'all to the lowest jobs possible, which were the factories, where they let you run your bodies ragged and poor and tired and created health effects that have lasted for generations upon you, only for people to still hate you. And like I said, if you ever want to do some exploration as to how other whites have hated other whites coming to the United States, go through Ellis Island. In fact, find one of your friends whose family is probably third generation American. Find your friends whose family is third generation European American, especially from Eastern Europe or even Italy, Germany, and west from there. How if they actually go to Ellis Island and look up their family, their last name is literally not the last name that they came with. Because they were hated so bad that they were assimilated themselves. So if we're going to talk about immigrants and illegals, let's talk about it all. Let's talk about how y'all hated your own and how you assimilated them as well. Because the majority of illegal immigrants are not Latinos. Or even Haitians, dumbass. Oh, sorry. Dummy. All right, next video.